Welcome everybody. It's a beautiful full moon going on as we come in for our part two of the Aqualorians here and their beautiful crystalline light being, light healing, bringing us to the keys of light being part two. So we have gotten our part one. We've received this, we've integrated this, and now we are going to receive our part two. So, part one was definitely bringing us into this new understanding of being a light being, our role as a light being in all of the new energy that we have in our new earth. And now we are coming into, connecting to this new grid that we are having available to us now on this new earth, right? It's kind of like we've calibrated ourselves, almost like I think I said before, we're kind of like batteries, right? And so once we calibrate our battery, then we are able to plug into this new grid that is becoming available here. Again, as we are preparing for Pluto in Aquarius coming in January, right? And so there's just this slow building or like peeling back and then building in and activating all this new energy to align with the new energies that are coming onto our planet, a whole new era, so to speak. Yes, so lovely. And I think everybody here was in the first sessions. Just checking. I think so. It's always hard to tell because so many of you do this on the recordings and not live. So if you are new, I am Sherry Mosley, and I am based here in Sausalito, just by San Francisco, California. This is where I've been guided to be. And we are always working in Akashic Enlightenment. So I wrote a book on Akashic Enlightenment to share the gateway prayer with everybody as I was assigned by my guides. And this prayer helps you come into your Akashic Enlightenment, meaning your Akashic records and the multi-universal book of truth. And this is that multi-universal knowledge, that ascension portion. So all of the work that we do is going to be in the Akashic Enlightenment field, so helping you come into this level of awakening, ascension, self-enlightenment, self-realization, right? This is what we're always more or less working towards on our path here in New Earth, and then helping to integrate this new frequency, light, self-realization into our collective. And so we are working inside that field. And then I also work with the Aqualorians. So if you're new to the Aqualorians, they are a ninth density angelic level extraterrestrial group. And I met them in Mount Shasta starting in 2018. And over a series of years, I was attuned to their Aqualorian Crystalline Light Healing. And the crystalline light healing is used for a lot of different things. And I do attunements in that modality if you're interested in learning more about it. It's kind of like, you could say, like a supercharged Reiki, but it works with all of your subtle energy bodies, opening up this pillar above the head, as well as Akashic Enlightenment does this as well. But then the Aqualorians work in all dimensional fields that help you come into greater awareness of yourself and healing, right? So we're working on the physical or the etheric level. We're working on the astral mental and the astral emotional level, right? And then we are working in the karmic and the causal planes, and then of course the spiritual or soul plane. And so we are adapting ourselves on all of these levels to then be integrated, of course, into our physical being. And then we also work on the toroidal field, right? And the toroidal field is kind of that donut that runs from the inside of the body and then out and around, right? And between that and the energy bodies, this is what manifests our material reality, right? So we want to more or less download from these higher planes, right? In this case, we're doing the keys to light being, right? That's our intention for using the Aqualorian Crystalline Light Healing. And this is going to help you to attune, or these are, I wouldn't necessarily say that these are attunements. These are energy calibrations, right? To help you come into this new grid of light that is here. And your highest level of light being can be plugged into that light, right? And so there is an awareness or a consciousness level that is being activated with this, right? And the last transmissions that we did in general, there's just a sense of peace, well-being, maybe just like an emptiness, a spaciousness in the mind, right? And all of this is just helping us connect back to, of course, divine source. Being a light being is your true essence of your truest self, right? That pure light that you are, that is connected to source. And so we are just allowing ourselves to come into a new energy field of that light. And then we are going to share this with the world as we go out about in the world. But it definitely makes, transitioning through a lot of these kind of intense energy transitions that we are going through easier, right? Because we've already been calibrated. There's an understanding of what is happening on a deep level, right? And so, not just an understanding, but an integrated understanding, an integrated, like a match, right? Coming together. There isn't like when the energy wave hits or the new energy comes in, there isn't like a shock to the system because there's already an understanding in form of light in our energy bodies of what this energy is that's coming in, right? So I know a lot of people out there talk about ascension symptoms or being really sensitive to the energy, maybe particularly to astrological events like the moon cycles and other things that are occurring in our planetary energy. But you could say the astrology is just coinciding with the energy shifts. So it's all one, right? And if we connect to our universal self, right, our light being self, then we are able to connect with that divine plan, right? And if we're connected to that divine plan, then we're carried down what I call the golden path. And the golden path is more or less your truest self and your understanding and ability to do your truest self, right? There is not a lot of karmic stuff sitting in the way, right? And so there's two ways you usually do that. You can either clear the karma, or you can come into the new light, and then the other stuff falls away, right? The identification with that falls away, right? And so now I'm just gonna look at our the transmission for this event. All of these are channeled in. They're assignments, more or less, that I receive from my guides to bring forward to all of you. Okay. All right, so they're calling this aligning with your new core light field, right? So that could be a term that we're calling this. As you connect to your light being self, there's a new level of light, new core light field. Okay. So our three sessions for part two, right? We're going to bring in a new grid of light that wasn't previously available on Earth and now is here and available to be leveled up too. All right. And so in that sense, you're accelerating your ascension, coming into this higher frequency, right? A higher frequency means higher consciousness. It also makes it more readily available to move more swiftly through the change that is being asked of you, right? The lighter the energy, the less attachment, you could say, is there to old ways of being, as well as maybe how the old energy was, right? There's you've already upgraded to the new level of light, right? And so there's just more ease, right? And so When we go through these shifts, I generally call it the ceiling has been raised, right? We've done a certain amount of work in this area. And then the universe, the divine source, comes in and says, okay, we're going to increase the threshold now on planet Earth, right? In the collective energy of Earth. And that threshold gets raised. And then it's like, oh, okay, now I can be in more of this light field, right? And so that's what we are allowing ourselves to embrace, right? Just increasing our maximum potential of aligning with that energy. All right. So we're going to do our 30-minute energy transmission to bring in these energies for our first class here. And I open up the field to do that, and I'll connect us to the Aqualorians. You may get sleepy, and that's fine. You can do this laying down or seated. Sometimes it's best to have like your arms and legs uncrossed. Sometimes the Aqualorian energy can make you a little restless. If you get restless, then go ahead and uncross your limbs. And it's okay if you fall asleep, you're not missing anything. You're just going into a deeper brainwave state to receive the energies. And then afterwards, we'll go ahead and do some sharing. And you're more than welcome to open your own Akashic Enlightenment if you feel called to. It's not required. And if you want to do that for next time, you can get the Gateway Prayer in my Akashic Enlightenment book online. And then I also do lots of trainings around that. But for now, we're just using it to go into the energetic dimensional space, which is more or less a shamanic practice of going into a higher dimensional realm to connect with the higher spirits and guides for guidance, healing, and alignment. All right, so you can go ahead and get ready, and I'll go ahead and start opening up the space. All right, so we're just settling in and we are connecting to the Aqualorians, moving to their dimensional space. And we always have Ascended Master Jesus, Archangel Metatron as our general guides. Here we go, connecting with the Aqualorians. And you may see them. They are, an etheric form of extraterrestrial, very light blue, white, transparent form. Okay, and they're just placing you in your pod or chamber to assist you with receiving the light frequencies they're going to bring through. And now they are beginning to run the frequencies for the keys to light being our first transmission of connecting to the new grid of light and your new core light being that is a part of that. There seems to be a running of the light energy through you, almost beginning to pulse or activate into this new grid of light. And you may see or feel the Aqualorians working on you, or you may be drifting into a deeper, dreamy, sleepy state. They are beginning to connect this to the newer forms of your light being self. There almost seems to be a lesson of the importance of the purpose or the feeling worthy of being this light. There's almost a sense of a birthing taking place, and maybe some emotions that move through. And now they are starting to integrate, integrating everything from this transmission. And now they're assisting you out of the energy chamber or pod, just helping you to integrate outside of the energy pod. So they connect to your core light structure, the energy light, and the core center of your being where it runs all the way through. Just making sure that this is connected to the new grid. Beautiful. And now they start to allow us to come back from their dimensional space as we thank the Aqualorians, coming back to this dimensional space. Sometimes it's a little hard to leave. A lot of people say, oh, I don't want to leave. Well, you can always go back. But for now, we're going to come back to this dimensional space, coming back to the room and the space that you're in. Good, coming all the way back. And just feeling your hands and feet, wiggling your fingers and toes, coming all the way back to the room and the space that you're in. Maybe rubbing your hands together. Maybe just seeing a grounding cord from the lower abdominal going down to the core center of Mother Earth, helping you ground in all that you've received. And you can gently open your eyes to take any notes on anything that you received or wish to remember as I close out the space. Wonderful. And this completes our first transmission of the part two of the keys to light being with the Aqualorians. So, depending on your experience with the Aqualorians, it may be different for each one of you. Again, you never want to compare your experience or what you received, but it is nice to share your experience so that there's no, oh, I'm making this up. Yeah, it just helps you to know what is occurring when you start hearing from other people. Hmm. Yeah, it's almost, it did feel like a rebirthing at a certain point there. Beautiful rebirthing. Yeah. Hmm. I think everybody's still trying to come back. Yeah. Mm. Mm. So Sarah is sharing saw felt turquoise and pink lights moving through the golden toroid at one point. Oh, beautiful. The cycling of the different frequencies. Beautiful. Yeah. So some of you may be clairvoyant and see things, others may be clairsentient and feel, or you may just get like a knowing. Yeah. Beautiful. So everything should be, very clean. Yeah. And you can listen to these replays as a meditation. Yeah. So you can listen to this maybe as part of your morning practice if you would like to. Again, yeah, just to help you. The first one is more of the groundwork being laid, but then the other one can become more like a meditation. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Mm. Just feels really peaceful. So yeah, you can let this integrate. You may have some dreams of the new energies coming in. You may have some ET contact dreams. Since we're working with the Aqualorians, they may visit you. You may feel the energy prior to our next session, leading up to it. Sometimes that happens, right? And yeah, just see how it settles in for you. Yeah. Michelle is sharing a soothing internal massage each time I come back, less dense. Beautiful. Yeah, I like to call it a soul massage. That's how it feels. Yeah, just really soothing. Yeah, maybe comforting as well. Yeah, there was a part that was emotional, and that can come in, when we're allowing ourselves to feel worthy of the love and um, the greatness that is coming in. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Wonderful. I think everybody's just kind of blissed. Wee. Yeah, it's a pretty blissful energy. Mm. It also feels, Michelle had used the word soothing, almost comforting. Yeah, just coming back in. knowing that you're held through the process that is underway, that you're always taken care of. Yeah, beautiful. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So if you did open your own Akashic enlightenment, you could close it to help you ground in more. So as you connect to the new grid, and if you did the first sessions, you may find you are connecting to maybe more of your next steps on your path here, right, in the new energy. So just see what you're guided to or drawn to. Yeah. But overall, this just feels more soothing to the entire system that may be going through a lot of growth with the new energy. Yeah. Wonderful. So, yeah, I think we'll just let everybody kind of integrate. We'll usually have some more chatty sharing from some different people, but I think people are doing the replays. Yeah, which is great. Yeah. So, yeah, unless there's any more sharing that we would like to do, we can close out our session. The new moon that we have seems to be bringing in a nice peaceful energy as well today. So that energy will be in this as well. Mm, yeah. All right. Well, enjoy being this light and holding this light in the new energy fields. And yeah, enjoy the replay and pay attention to your dreams or any guidance that's coming in. And then we'll do some sharing next week of anything that has taken place from the transmission. And then we'll do our next transmission. All right. Yeah. So many blessings and light to everybody. Thank you, those who joined live. And thank you, everybody doing the recordings. Sending you all so much love and light. And we'll just say bye for now. Many blessings.